everybody to Izziwizzi Kids Play TV episode number 20, aka the interactive internet TV show where we're changing the world of toys and play together. I am your host today, Al Boxall Gordon, and this weekend we're going to be looking at the post-Christmas aftermath of kids' bedrooms. Now, this show was inspired last weekend when I looked in my own kids' bedrooms and ooh, what a mess. And by the way, if you're a kid watching this right now, you need to go grab your grown-up helper because this weekend we are going to blast your bedroom. Bits missing, toys broken, bits of toys all over the place, old toys mixed with new, bits of some toys dressed in other toys things, brothers and sisters all toys are all muddled up. Now, oh yikes, where's Mary Poppins when you need her? Now then, every week we focus on an activity to play with our kids. Now, where's the play in tidying up, you might ask? Well, I'd ask myself the same question. I am a very untidy person myself, and I do struggle with this, I have to say. But I do see some potential in spending some quality time together. So I decided that this is a real problem that many parents face at this time of year, and it's worth a bit of research. So, Mary Poppins says, if you sing a little song, it will soon become a lark. A scream, it's very clear to see. I'm not entirely convinced, but let's see what I found with my research. So here's some things to take into consideration when blasting your kid's bedroom. For 90% or more of children, tidying up is not an attractive option. Playing is much more fun, and I think you'll secretly agree with that. But yes, children will find long lost toys as well in the depths of their toy boxes and get sidetracked in playing with them rather than tidying up. So yes, it definitely will take you longer to tidy up with your kids. But here are some very critical benefits. If you tidy up with your kids, they're more likely to appreciate the work that's been done and keep it tidy. You get to spend some quality time together, and it encourages children to take responsibility for their own environment. It encourages children to look after their own things more, and it teaches children some self-discipline and organisation skills, which are very important, I'm sure you'll agree, later on in life. You'll also be creating some good habits for later in life and save yourself a lot of time and a lot of headache in the long run. And you'll also have a nicer environment to live in. And you never know, you might even breed someone who loves tidying and wants to help out in other areas of the house. Oh, well, it's worth a try anyway, isn't it? So, when I looked into this, and here's what I found. The first thing I was astonished about was that the first 3 pages of Google are dominated by computerised games where children can pretend to tidy up. I can't believe that we live in this kind of world, and yes, some of these games even said you could really please and impress your mum by showing her how tidy your computerised room is. Well, I can tell you, I just love it if my kids spend a couple of hours tidying their computerised room, I can tell you that. So apparently, here's what you have to do to get your kids motivated to tidy their room. Get some music on to get you in the mood. Make a couple of games on how much you can get tidied up in one song. The only problem here is with experience is that children focus on the quantity of tidying up rather than the quality of tidying. So they're likely to pick up everything up off the floor and pile it up in a mountain on top of a box in the corner of the room. So that's one of the downsides of rushing the tidying up process. But you can make games up with younger children to encourage learning shapes, colours and toy types, for example. You can put all the toy food into one box and put all the dolls into another box. You could talk with your kids and ask them about the toys that they love to play with, or perhaps the ones they don't like to play with, and why. And you can make up games with the toys that you find now and again. So yes, I am suggesting making a puppet show with Barbie and Ken, for example. So here are some tips for you this week then. Keep the process simple by having a set of rules. Which toys belong in which place? So what to do with broken ones or toys with missing parts, and be prepared to repeat yourself a lot because this can become very frustrating. Have an abandoned thing box for small bits that get lost, and don't worry about matching everything up. When you come to play with it, as something's missing, then you can go to this abandoned box. And what's great is I'm going to be making an abandoned box with you next week, so you'll have an abandoned box to make this nice and simple. And if you find toys with lost or broken bits, check the abandoned box first. Also, it's worth considering contacting manufacturers, as they can often have replacement parts that you can get so that the toys can still be used. So, contrary to advice given elsewhere, don't just chuck it. Do get rid of the broken things with the permission of your kids if they're aware of what you're doing, and do not stop and examine anything. This should be thrown straight in the dustbin. Now, this is the worst advice from an environmental point of view that I've ever seen, so if you can fix or replace bits before you throw them away, do so. Even if you don't want the toy anymore, it still could be reused with replaced parts. So you can sort out clothes that don't fit anymore into another bag, and toys and books into a third bag that can go to charity shops. Or even better, you could perhaps do a boot fair in the summer, because your kids will get loads out of doing a boot fair. Alex sold old toys of his off last year, and he was using his marketing skills in doing 3-for-1 offers. He was practicing using money by giving change, and he was appreciating the value of money because he was able to go and buy a new toy from the old toys he'd sold. So you might also want a bag for things to put away for a later date if you can't fit everything in one space right now. So going forward then, how do you motivate your child to keep their room tidy? Well, make it easy for them. Easy storage boxes, coat hooks and things, make it dead easy for them to keep it tidy. And let's talk for a moment about habits. Habits are the things we do repeatedly without almost being aware that we do them. So they become an unconscious thing that we do. So if you're not a tidy person, naturally, like me, then you need to make it become a habit. And you need to do this by consciously making yourself repeat behaviour regularly, being aware of it. So here's some advice for you. Firstly, consciously dedicate 15 minutes a day to a tidy up time, and set a specific time of day for doing this, and stick to this as much as you possibly can. Secondly, write it down somewhere, ideally in your diary or your chart, because somewhere that you look at, something you look at daily, if you write it down, you're far more likely to act upon it. Thirdly, avoid introducing pocket money for tidying their room, as this pocket money, because what happens is, if you introduce pocket money and make a mistake that I did, then the association of the reward comes with the money rather than the benefits that we've talked about in becoming involved in tidying their room that we talked about earlier. So a financial reward can come for older children by selling their toys, but if keeping the bedroom tidy is mixed with other activities during the week as part of a pocket money reward scheme, then it can work really well. And there's some more on top of this research to tell you. Here are some activities that children can do on a daily basis to instill good, tidy habits. After getting dressed, they can be encouraged to make their bed before breakfast. They can put dirty clothes in the washing basket after they've taken them off. They can put toys, CDs and DVDs back into the boxes. They can put their coats and shoes away when they get back from school. They can take plates and cups back into the kitchen after dinner. They can put towels back on the rails in the bathroom. I don't know how many times I see towels scattered all over the floor. How many of these things then do you let your kids get away with? I know I end up doing a lot of these myself just for an easier life, which I can see now that needs to change going forward to make my life a lot easier going forward. So hope that gives you a good overview of tidying and blasting your kids' bedroom. So this week then, moving on to our competition, you can win a set of Jungle Safari wall stickers, but this time our competition is subject to a few extra rules which you need to be considered for a valid entry. So firstly, to enter our competition to win these giant Jungle Safari wall stickers, you need to become a fan of our Facebook fan page. So head on over to www.facebook.com/IzziWizziKids. Secondly, you need to answer this question: what is the French for monkey? And thirdly, you need to put this secret word into the competition entry box, which is banana. So head on over to our Facebook fan page now and click the like button, and head on over to www.izziwizzikids.co.uk/jungle to enter our Jungle Safari wall stickers competition. And our entries finish, closing date is the 31st of January. I hope that provides you with loads of insight to blast your kids' bedroom this weekend. You'll find further information at the webpage to this video post. And I look forward to seeing your competition entries for the Jungle Safari wall stickers, and I look forward to seeing you again next Friday for another exciting episode of Izziwizzi Kids Play TV, where together we're changing the world of toys and play.
Izziwizzi Kids, hooray!